Hey sheep, Blessed Dr. Pastor J here. Last night was really frustrating for me. Quite some time ago, the good Lord spoke into my head, and he gave me a commandment. He told me that I needed to start praying about 6 to 10 hours a day whilst on my knees. So of course I obliged, because he's the Lord after all. But I did have a question for him. I said, Lord, what about when I'm at work? And he said, even at work too, my son. So I said, fair enough. You are God. You did create the universe after all. Even when I argued with him about me getting fired from my job for doing so, he said, don't worry, my child. I'll take care of you like I take care of everybody else that exists on this planet. And I said, okay. I couldn't really argue with that. So last night I'm at work, and like my normal custom, as soon as I got there, I got on my knees and I started to pray. Can't remember what I was praying about. In fact, most of the time when I pray, I'm just talking to my Lord and Savior. I don't like praying for other people because other people should be able to take care of themselves. So about 6 hours go by, and that's when all the day shift guys come in. And of course, one of them had a tell on me. Happened to be the only Catholic here at work. You see, my work got rid of everybody that's a believer. The guy that told on me, the Catholic, he's my ex-friend now. And I'm about to rat him out for being a Catholic so they can fire him. The guy that owns a company is an atheist, so naturally he only wants atheists working with him. So what do I do to get around this? I pretend I'm sleeping while I'm at work. Anyway, he tells me and I have to go see my boss. Now at this point, I'm madder than a tit in a moose trap. Like, I'm furious. How dare he get in the way of my prayer time? So I go to my boss's office, and out of habit, I get on my knees and I start to pray again. My boss smiles at this. He might have been expecting something else. I have also seen him at the truck stops that I frequent. So I explain everything to him and I tell him that I was only sleeping, and he chuckles and we start talking about my Catholic friend, ex-friend, and now it seems I'm the only believer left at that place. So I get back to my workstation, and in order to stay under the radar, I decided to whip out my phone and look at some of the local news. I didn't see anything of importance, so I went to my email, and I'm subscribed to a Catholic email newsletter. I know many of you are probably wondering why I would subscribe to such an abomination, but it's just so I can keep up on the latest lies that they're telling America. And I see an article where they talk about the observatory at the Vatican, and a few videos back I talked about how the Pope knew about aliens. He's about to release the secrets that they've known for all these years, that aliens are real. And lo and behold, the lead astronomer at the Vatican, Dr. Cosmologica, he's talking about what to do when these ETs get here. How should we baptize them? I'll tell you how we should baptize them. Nuke those sons of bitches, because they don't want God more than the Catholics or the atheists. Now with all that being said, I don't want to bore anybody with what happened to me at work last night. Just know that it's a dangerous world that we live in. We constantly have to protect ourselves. But I do need to make a correction. In Genesis, it talks about how God made two lights, the sun and the moon. And I've been hearing a lot lately about how the moon is just a reflection of the sun. False. What they don't tell you, because NASA is evil, and the same corporation that owns Monster Energy Drink is the same corporation that owns NASA. That's right, folks. NASA is owned by the Antichrist. What they don't tell you is that there's a hologram on the moon. The hologram is bright, and the hologram is attached to the moon. So technically, the moon is a light source. Now, some of you are probably asking, how do you know this, Brother Jay? Well, I have a friend whose cousin knows John Lear. John Lear is the one that made this discovery. And John Lear is a good man. I mean, he's a really, really good man. He would never lie to me. He would never lie to us. And besides, you can't make that stuff up. So why would he lie? What would he gain? What could he gain by lying to us about something so extreme? So I spent a few hours last night, and I went to hide in the bathroom stalls for no other reason than I'm scared of a lot of the people I work with. Like, really scared. Most likely leading towards terrified. But while I was in there, I grabbed my handheld device. I looked up John Lear. And yes, I did get permission from God to go hide in the bathroom. So I decided to go through a lot of Dr. Lear's peer-reviewed articles, and I ran across the moon hologram enigma. Do you know why there's a hologram on the moon? I'll tell you why. It's because the reptilians have a base on the moon. Nay, several bases on the moon. And there's many large structures from ancient civilizations that are no longer in use. Now, in order to prevent a mass panic amongst American people, President Obama decided to put a hologram on the moon. Now, it wasn't his original idea. President Kennedy, who was also a Catholic, realized that once we go to the moon, the American people would figure a lot of things out. Thus, a mass panic would ensue. So he started the project, but because the Catholics killed him, the project was put on the side burner for many, many years. But then President Obama decided to put us in debt by funding this new abomination. So now when you look up at the night sky and you see the moon, you're not really seeing the moon. In fact, the moon's not even there anymore. It was at one time, but George Bush got rid of the moon. That's George Bush Sr. So why even have a hologram at all? So we don't have another mass panic. panic. Now, some of you might be asking, how do we still have tidal pull? That's easy. Tides were never caused by the moon. I remember Bill O'Reilly asking that question. The tides come in, the tides go out. You can't explain that. Well, I can explain that. Hell is being overrun by lost souls. These tidal pulls that you see every day, hell is bursting at the seams. That's another thing I did last night. I did the math. I left my equations at work, but there are a lot of people down there right now, thanks to God's love. Why am I telling you all this? Because I got an email the other day from a concerned lady. Her husband's always trying to have sex with her, like every day, and she will not have sex with him. She told me that she gave herself to Jesus right after they got married, and they haven't had sex ever. And at first he was on board with the idea, according to her, and he might have been, but I doubt it, because men, we all love having sex. Women don't. But we should never have sex, because it's simply not natural, unless God's watching. And the angels, if they watch, that's natural too. Side note, that's how Muhammad's wife knew that he was really a prophet. They were having sex one day, and he saw an angel, and Muhammad's wife said, "Is the angel staring at us?" And he said, "Yes." And she said, "Then you're really a prophet." And that's really an angel, because angels like to watch humans have sex, even though we're not supposed to, ever. Now, I don't remember what I was about to tell you folks, but I had a point to all of this. Unfortunately, I'm too tired to go on with this video right now. Clouds are dark again, but thank Jesus there's not many atheists around me right now, although I can still feel them. I've been given that power to feel atheists whenever they're not looking. Oh yeah, the woman with the email. Woman, if you're watching this, just keep telling your husband no. Tell him that it's nasty and dirty and that you want no part of it. And then get on your knees and pray. Pray like your life depends on it. And have him email me. You can email me too if you... Machine gun fire. Hear it? They're after me again. You can email me too again if you want. I've already emailed you my phone number, my home address, and a key card to my hotel if you ever need it, if you're ever in town. I forgot what I was gonna say again because I was talking to the toll booth operator. I think I won her over to Jesus. It took me about 5 minutes, but I think I got her. Be safe out there, church. Have a blessed day.